Hey friends, it's Friday night in the shop. Welcome back. I got my bucking toque on. It was 42 degrees last week, Celsius. That's like 100 Fahrenheit. Sticky, hot. This week, went for a ride last night on my motor scooter, and it was like 10 out. Now 10 to a feller like me, that's warm. 10 in spring, you're walking around in shorts thinking, geez, it's warm. But when it's been 40 out, I was freezing last night, so I hope it warms back up because I ain't ready for winter. I'll do it if I have to, but I'd prefer a little more summer. So if any of you know the guy that's in charge of the weather, put in a good word for the Tin Man. Another thing I wanted to mention here, I noticed something, and I wanted to mention it, friends. Buckin finally, after all these years, has done memberships on his channel, and I say good for him. That guy, friends, I've known that guy for 5 years. We talk almost every day, pretty much every day we talk. We're just like that. He's one of my best buddies in the world. That guy goes, and when I first met him, I'm putting out 3, 4 videos a week, working full time. He's putting out 7, working full time. Um, the guy just goes, and to see him progress to where he's gotten since I've been friends with him, couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. So, if you like what Buckin does in that, and you're interested, go check out his channel and maybe check out a membership. I think I'm going to join because I'm part of the Buckin army. I even got a Buckin toque. But I would love to do memberships, friends, but I'm maxed out on time. I'm very serious about my time constraints, and there I'm maxed out on the content right now with that little 2-year-old running around. Oh, friends, my daughter, she's she's zippity doo dah. All day, all night. So she's gonna be fun. That little girl's got a fire in her belly. So, anyways, friends, I just wanted to mention that because it's just cool to see people I know progress. I know how much work it is to build a YouTube community and to grow it, and I appreciate you guys that hang out here. Anyways, before we get to the bench today, I wanted to mention something. A lot of you guys ride on the channel, and uh, it was cool. You guys are posting the bikes you have. We have everything from scooters to dirt bikes to Harleys, Hondas. A lot of motorcycle guys on this channel. That's what I like to see, friends. I remember. I won't flop on too long about this, but I remember years ago, I always had a Harley and a sport bike. Always, because I liked both. I like to ride fast, and sometimes I just want to cruise. And it would be funny. I'd pull into the local bike spot on my chopper, and all the Harley guys, they'd come over and they'd be talking about my bike and what'd you do with this and that, and it was fun. And then I would come back later on a sport bike, and some of them would be like, "Didn't I talk to you earlier?" It's like, "Yeah, friendo. Aren't you a Harley guy?" It's like, "Well, yeah, but I also ride this ZX9R, you know, that's like race prepped, ready to rock and roll." And they just look at me like, "But I thought you were a Harley guy." It's like, okay, yes, I am, but I like other bikes too. But I think it's funny, friends, the brand loyalty thing. Um, just wanted to mention something. So last week I was off on vacation, and Tuesday I planned like a 400-kilometer bike trip. I wanted to share with you guys some of the scenery where I live, hit some of the twisty back roads, and really tear it up on this concourse, shoot some video, and just bring you guys along. And you guys know I just bought this bike. It came safetied, and what a safety is in Manitoba, before you can register a vehicle, you take it to a shop and they look it over and they measure the brakes and tires, and it's basically a certificate saying your vehicle's roadworthy. Kind of a pain if you drive junk, but it's just what we have to live with here. So this thing came with a safety, and I noticed the rear tire was a little thin. Front tire looked okay, but rear tire was a little thin, but it'll last a bit. The guy that sold it to me, friends, was a great guy. He showed me every scuff and this and that on the bike. Um, so I was comfy. But anyhow, friends, I was 150K into my journey, pulled over for some petroleum, and check out the rear tire. I just happened to take a peek, and here's what I found. So I abruptly filled up with fuel and fired my bike up, and I rode home, friends. So we'll do a trip coming up. I'll show you some of the scenery in Manitoba. But I am really glad that I made it home on that tire, friends. Uh, some people might not know about this kind of bike. If you're not a bike person or you're not into this kind of stuff, this is what they call a hyper tourer, meaning it's an angry, fire breathing sport bike with bags on it, basically. And these things eat tires. Like they're very hard on tires. 100 foot pounds of torque, 160 horsepower. Um, and this bike is pushing 670 pounds fueled with my big butt on it. So, um, yeah. So, anyways, friends, that's not all that happened this week with my tires. I needed to shoot some footage for the video, kind of showing my bike. So, I went like 10, 12 miles from here, nice and slow, taking it easy. I knew the tire would last, and wanted to shoot some footage. And um, on the way home, I felt a little shimmy in the front end and a vibration, so I limped it home. I don't have any video of that, friends. My front tire was so cupped, it was letting go, and it actually cupped out, and it split, and it was leaking air. After the bike sat for half an hour, my front tire was flat. So, um, yeah, good times. Knock on wood. The man upstairs was reminding me that the reason why these things are fun is because they're dangerous. So if you ride, pay attention to your tires and brakes and stuff like that, friends. Um, if you've ridden for any amount of time, we all know somebody that hasn't made it home that because they ride a bike. So I just wanted to mention that I'm lucky. And I'm glad I made it home safe. I lost a tire once at high speed, a rear tire, got it under control and pulled over, but that was scary. So, anyhow, friends, I threw some new tires on my bike. Here they are, and then we'll get to the bench. Okay, friends, I picked up I have nothing against Metzler. I'm not super happy with those road techs. Um, they kind of scared me. So, I went with a Dunlop Road Smart 4. These were completely off my radar. Now, when I quit riding, friends, 14 years ago, there wasn't the internet like there's now. I used to read motorcycle magazines to get all my info, but I started looking around. These things apparently great handling in the dry, great handling in the wet, really good handling capabilities, and wear like iron. So I did enough reading. So I picked up a pair of these, and so far, here's the rear one. So far, friends, this is a different bike now. It's changed. Now, if you're a newer rider, especially with these sport bike tires, you want to scrub your tire in, and what I mean by that is take her easy for the first little bit. Um, these things are slippery. Okay, so I've been scrubbing this in. You guys can see I haven't leaned this over, and that's not because I'm a guy that won't scrape pegs. It's because a fresh tire like this needs to be scrubbed a little bit. I got a little farther over on that side, but anyhow, I'll mention how these things last. These are a good tire for even a regular motorcycle, sport bikes, Harleys. But I hear these things wear like iron and they don't flatten out in the center right here. And I hear they maintain traction and that long into their life. So This thing's like a completely different bike now. It pitches right into the turns. Before, you felt like you're leaning over on, you had to get it over a flat spot because it was pretty flat in the middle. So this thing pitches into turns like quickly now. So anyhow, I'll let you guys know, thumbs up or thumbs down on these as I wear them in a little bit more. Okay, we're at the bench. Thanks to those of you that have stuck around. I can flop with the best of them. But sometimes I get stuff on my mind and I want to yak. Like I said, I'm happy to see my good buddy progress in his YouTube journey. He's earned it. A video a day for like 10 years. Now you guys might ask, I've been asked, why don't I do what were we talking about here, friends? Why don't I do memberships? There you go. Memberships, friends. Simply, I'm very honest with myself. Same reason why I don't take builds. I just don't have time, friends. YouTube gets all of my extra time, and that seems to be about 3 videos a week, friends. And I don't have any more extra to do extra content for memberships, so I just don't do it. I'd rather be honest with you guys and say, hey, this is what I can do. Please come back. And one day I'll probably get there, friends. But as you guys know, any of you guys that have toddlers out there know, they take up your time. Thank God my wife is around. And we're very blessed, friends. My wife's at home full time to raise our child. Totally old school, but I think it'll be for the best. Anyways, what are we doing today? Well, I'm making that base gasket. This is Felpro. It's called Caro Pack. It's available in different thicknesses. This one is... So I'd like to show you guys this stuff because some of you guys live remote. And like I do, it's not always easy to go to the store. And sometimes it's just fun to make your own stuff. So I bought this stuff years ago. This stuff's like 22 thousandths. It ends up being about 20 thousandths fully cinched down. So it'll be pretty much like a stock base gasket. Now, friends, I ordered a base gasket, not from Wolf Creek. I just ordered one online, and it didn't come yet. So I'm just gonna make one because we want to see this saw run. All I'm doing right now is spinning this, just marking where my holes are, and that'll be my reference point. Okay, doing this. Then I'm going to grab a pen if I have one handy. Oh, I have a marker. That'll do it, yes. So you need to find one with a fine enough tip. Give me a marker here. Yeah, that one should do. Okay, and I'm just going to go around the edge, give myself a rough guesstimate of where the edge of this is. This is going to be a legit, like, turd saw build. Bought it at an auction, not running. This is going to be a Tin Man build, 100%. So, hope you guys enjoy this. Okay. I'll bring you guys in close. I'll move the bottom end. Just want to get this done. These are the little odds and ends that you got to do before you can put a saw together. Okay. Did a horrible tracing job of that, but you guys get the idea. Always good to have a set of punches like this. Line it up. Yeah, that's about the same size. Again, you can buy these at any auto parts store usually, or Princess Auto. I should be sponsored by Princess Auto because I'm there like all the time. You looking for the Tin Man in Winnipeg? You go to Princess Auto on Portage Avenue. Typically on a Saturday, you'll find me there. I'm there all the time, like literally. Okay, just gonna punch these out. Now, usually before I punch it out, I'll spin it to make sure it's centered over the hole. Oh, those wasps in the wall are not happy with me. They're like, hey, dude, I don't even want to look because it sounds like a substantial nest. And I don't want to take 1,000 stings. So I'm probably just going to not hear them buzz. They can also be bees. So I like bees. Okay, punch my holes out. I'm just going to trim my excess. Let's use some tin snips. These things are horrible. Friends, these were one of the last pairs I bought while I was still on the tools. They're horrible. These things don't cut metal to save their own lives. But they sure work good for cutting stuff in the shop. So I've been using them for that. 45-degree offsets. I made my living with these things for a long time. Okay, right here. Again, we can trim the excess off with an Olfa knife once we put the saw together, so I'm not super concerned. Just going to throw the extras in the garbage. Okay, now I'll take this. Now hopefully my holes line up. I'm thinking they will. Look at that, friends. The spinneroonie method works, okay? Spinning that hole punch over the holes and lining them up before you actually punch them works every time, because that way you don't mispunch them. And again, you can always make another one if this one don't work. But, you know, sometimes it's nice to get things done efficiently. Okay. I'm just going to do that. Just rubbing my finger on it, just to feel. Look. My finger is clean. Okay. Because we like this to be pretty clean. This is called the dirty finger trick. This is an old sheet metal worker's trick for making patterns. It should work here. Okay, I'm just rubbing this all the way around to give me a rough guesstimate of where the cylinder bore is. Can you see that rub line? Okay, I think we're good here. Here, other side. There's my line I got to cut on. It's perfect. Give me a second. There you guys go. It's just that simple. You don't need fancy tools to build nice saws. Or in my case, you know, average okay saws that look good on the YouTube. That was a joke, friends. Okay, now just make sure that your piston is not going to hit it. Okay. Now, I could probably trim this a little bit bigger, but you guys get the idea. Okay. Let's see, maybe if we go this way. So yeah, we could trim a little bit off this. I'm going to do that right now. Okay, and there's what it should look like after. I could probably trim a little bit off here, but because my holes are so tight, it's not going to move. No, you don't have to do that on a saw like this, but on a saw that you can't just get parts for, make your own gaskets wherever you can. And it'll save you a lot of headache. There we go. Okay, so next time we work on this saw, I'm really going to try and hunker down and get as much done as possible. And should be able to... It's one of those things, friends. Once I start putting it together, boom, boom, boom. Usually it takes me about an hour to put a saw back together. So I'll just turn the camera on and make it happen. Okay, I hope you guys are enjoying this. I'm getting a ton of feedback. You guys are like, wow, that was a neat trick. That's why I started this channel, and I really haven't changed much, friends. I know who I am, and I know who I'm not. And I'm not a production saw porter. I'm not a logger. I'm just the Tin Man, a guy who putters in his shop. And this is the stuff I do. I've been doing this my whole life, and I ain't fancy. I don't have a fancy shop, but if something needs to get repaired, or or built, I'll do it. I want to finish up with, remember, if you guys ever have a question, my email's on my About page. I've kept that there for 5 years. I don't know how many emails I've had in 5 years, but we're probably, I don't know, 8 to 10,000. And no joke, friends, which I appreciate. That makes a guy feel real special when that many people want to reach out to him. But anytime I have some free time, I just open it up and I'll go through the emails. And to help you guys, a lot of you guys have questions. You're working on saws. You guys send me videos and pictures, and I really enjoy that. I just saw an email. I've been going back and forth with Daniel Benedict, and Daniel was trying to time his saw, and it was a 395, and his intake and transfer timing seemed correct, but his exhaust roofs were 91, 92, and he's like, I don't know what to do. Should I slap the saw back together? He's like, the timing numbers were different from your 394 and the 395 cylinder you time. And that's why I do that stuff, friends. Because they should be close, right? Now, timing numbers can vary, but they should be close. Saw for saw. If you're timing the same saw that I'm working on and it's from the same era, the timing numbers should be close. Never the same, right? But I mentioned something to him. I said, maybe it's just how you're looking at the ray of light. He was using a flashlight. So I said, here's what you do. You got your timing wheel on. Put the piston at bottom dead center. Slip a ring in there. Turn your wheel backwards, going up, and stop it at the point where you think your timing is. Or look through the exhaust port, friends. Watch that ring move up there, and when the bottom of the ring, which is sitting on top of the piston, when the bottom of the ring gets flush with the top of the exhaust port, put it back to bottom dead center, slide your cylinder off, and look in it. Is that ring at the bottom? Is the bottom of the ring at the top of the exhaust port? And then look at your timing number. Where did it go to? And he was like, wow, it's actually 110. But I was reading it as 92. These are the little things you learn, friends. Don't beat yourself up. Could you run a 395 at 92? Oh, yeah. Big saw will take that. Would it last long? Probably not. That would be a really fast saw. It wouldn't have a lot of torque. But if you could sharpen, that thing would be a monster. But, I prefer one of those, say at like 98, 100, somewhere around there. But, hey, friends, if you're not sure, you can always reach out to me. If you don't hear back, send me an email again in a week. It's the law of numbers. There's one of me in so many emails, but I'll help you if I can. I don't know everything, friends, but you know what I do know? I know a lot of good guys who have YouTube channels and guys that don't, that are smarter than me. And if I don't know something, I go, hey, hey, Donnie Walker, what do you know? I got a guy here with blah, blah, blah that won't run. What do you know? Or, hey, Iron Horse. Or, that's just the way it is, friends. So if you're stuck with something, please feel free to send me an email. Anyhow, got the gasket made. That's another thing checked off the list. I think I can pretty much hammer down and build this saw now. The only thing left to do is decide what I'm going to do with the muffler. Probably not going to pipe this saw because I don't want it to be stupidly loud. And I used to do a particular muffler mod to my 026s and 260s that seemed to work well. But we're talking a decade ago, friends, before I didn't know then what I do now. I'm kind of curious to revisit that and see, does the saw run as good as I remember, or does it need more? So anyhow, thanks for watching. Take her easy. See you guys in a couple days. Later.